You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
What is the National Population Register, or the NPR? Is it connected to the nationwide National Register of Citizens, aka the NRC, or the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act, which excludes refugees from gaining citizenship based on religion?
NPR जो है वो जनसंख्या का रजिस्टर है, जो पॉपुलेशन रजिस्टर है। देश में जो भी रहते हैं उनके नाम रजिस्टर्ड किए जाते हैं, जिसके आधार पर देश की अलग अलग योजनाओं का आकार बनता है। और NRC है, नेशनल रजिस्टर ऑफ सिटीजन्स। इसमें से हर व्यक्ति से प्रूफ मांगे जाते हैं कि आप बताइए कि भाई आप किस आधार पर इस देश के नागरिक हो। ये दोनों प्रक्रिया का कोई लेन देन नहीं है, न दोनों प्रक्रिया का एक दूसरे के सर्वे में उपयोग हो सकता है।
As you just heard the Home Minister, he'd like you to believe the NPR, NRC, and by extension the CAA, the Citizenship Amendment Act, aren't connected. But in a nutshell, yes, they are connected. How are they linked? How are they different? That's what we'll explore in this podcast. And we'll answer the question that many critics have put forward, whether this is an attempt by the government to sneak NRC in through the back door after seeing the scale of protests that have happened across the country over CAA and NRC. Now that's what we'll find out. Hi and welcome to The Big Story. I'm Vishnu Gopinath. Today we'll hear from data researcher Srinivas Kodali, lawyer Gautam Bhatia, as well as journalist and the great-grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, Tushar Gandhi, on this very controversial topic. And together, we'll walk you through everything you need to know about the National Population Register. The passing of the Citizenship Amendment Act, coupled with the Home Minister's statements that all of India will soon have a National Register of Citizens, was the trigger for nationwide protests, which have left at least 27 people dead as of this podcast recording. In the middle of all this, on 24th December, the Union Cabinet announced that it had approved the allocation of 8,754 crore rupees to the Home Ministry to conduct the 2021 census, along with 3,941 rupees for updating the National Population Register. So, what is the NPR? Well, first of all, the NPR is a list of quote-unquote usual residents of a country, and it isn't new. Anyone who's lived in India for 6 months or plans to live in India for 6 months since is a usual resident for the purposes of this register. The NPR is basically a list of all the people living in an area. The NRC, like the one implemented in Assam, goes one step further and decides how many of these people are Indian citizens based on the provisions of the Citizenship Act. Yes, the same act that's led to the protests across India. So, the NRC, in effect, is like a subset of the NPR. But like you heard the Home Minister say at the beginning of this podcast, the NRC and the NPR aren't related at all. Or are they?
No, it is NRC through the back door. There's no question about it.
That's Tushar Gandhi. He's the great-grandson of Mahatma Gandhi as well as a journalist.
Want to hear the rest of this podcast? Check out the link to the full episode in the description below and follow the Quint on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, JioSaavn and all other platforms we are on.